Ch- test.
Hey, yeah, I think we're live. Hey, everybody. I'm here with David Devine, and we're here for another Fireside Fellowship Friday. And thank you to everybody who's coming into the chat, coming to visit. Sorry, we got a little bit of a late start. I had an appointment that I just got home from, and I got stuck in Seattle traffic. So um, I'm glad to be here and glad for all of you who are here. Thank you, David, for coming up and joining me. We've got some other people probably coming up in a little bit. And I think I'll put the link out tonight so we can have kind of a more open panel. Um, but, David, do you want to tell us a little bit about you and your channel and what you've been up to over there?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have my channel, which is David Divine Broadcasted, and normally we do lives just like this 2 nights a week, Thursday and Saturday. But there's always, like today we did the Thursday night stream on Friday morning, so we did an additional one this week, and also we did Monday morning. So I've been trying to work in some mornings, but it's pretty much just like this. It's sometimes a panel, but sometimes it's just me
Mm-hmm.
talking, depending on how the chat goes, really, and if anybody feels like coming up. We try to keep it pretty light: music, movies, um, anything else. We have, we try to keep it light. I'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
We have done politics in the past, and it just never has gone well for me. So I stick with what I know, and that's like to keep a slight humorous twist on anything we do, and that seems to be work for me. And then I make videos and film outside too, in the wild, once in a while. Which now that the weather's getting warmer, hopefully I'll be able to do that more often. Coming out of
Yeah,
winter
that's
here.
great.
Yeah.
And then what are the shorts you like, or I don't know if they're considered shorts, but those 2 minute videos you've been doing?
Mm. Yeah, that's a couple minutes about which
Yeah.
I just pick subjects. It started off with Elvis. It's been Vincent Price. Then I got on a movie kick for a few weeks, which uh, we'll be back on. We've done minor league, cool minor league baseball teams, just any random thing that hits me that I feel like talking about for a couple minutes, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy doing those. So it's just a couple minutes about, and then whatever subject, um, whether it's someone from history or movies. Gremlins, we've done Gremlins.
Mm-hmm.
The Time Machine, I've done. So those I really do enjoy doing. And then
Yeah.
oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say the ones I've seen are really well done. It's like really good information, and like you always include all these little details that I would never have known before. So I think those are turning out really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I enjoy doing them, and then I also film like also backstage stuff. And it's funny how long it actually takes to film a 2 minute video. It really does. It takes so many
Hmm.
takes and over and over and over. But I try to do a little bit more diving into the subjects than you would get at Wikipedia, but not too heavy because again, there's only 2 minutes. But hopefully, it, if you look at it and you're interested at all in the subject, it will maybe interest you to look into that subject further and
Hmm.
fill in the blanks that you didn't get from the 2 minutes that I gave you. But I try to get a little more fun facts and stuff than just Wikipedia. But I've really enjoyed those. Those are great. We did Miles Davis, which I loved, and that's the other thing because I love like if I went on a vacation, I'd always end up somewhere where I could learn something, whether it be the museum or just getting a ton of pamphlets. So like that's the cool thing for me. It's just what I get to learn. And Miles Davis was my favorite because that one you could go on for hours and hours. I could do
Yeah.
hours and hours about Miles Davis. What an interesting one that was. And I learned most of the stuff that I know from doing that, putting that 2 minute thing together. And then it just launches you into all these other people because it's amazing how artists all blend together, because they have common interests. And you'll go from Miles Davis to films he wrote scores for, and then who those films were, and it's cool. So for me, I like it and we'll keep doing it just because I enjoy learning. But
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
mhm,
Well, obviously, I
yeah,
love learning too, so I think it's great.
yeah.
Hey, John, good to see you.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. It's great to see so many people. Moose, I always love to see you. Everybody, I love to see. Billy, good to see you here. Joe, Matt, Justin, Dux, Blaine, Mike. Thank you, everybody. If I didn't say your name, I still love you. William, hello. Good to
You're
see you.
not missing them on purpose, right?
Right?
It's not
Exactly.
right. Yeah, that's funny. Well, the fire's making me feel nice and cozy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
right?
I don't know about you, but it's been rainy, snowy, and hailing all in one day here.
Oh, look at that!
Oh,
That's
wow.
cool. Hey, it's John. Hey, John, I didn't. Hey, what's going on? I didn't realize it was John because I'm looking at us. I don't have my other monitor on,
Oh yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
but hey, welcome, John. Good to see you.
Good
Yeah,
to
I'll
see you,
take this
David.
down for a second. We can see names a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All tiny. I know usually I'm on my phone, so it's like for the longest time, I didn't know what people's like icons were even of
Right.
because or if people were male or female, sometimes I wouldn't know even if their picture indicated
Right.
because it'd be so small on my phone. Thank you, Mike, for all the links you're dropping. I really appreciate you.
Yeah. In fact, I'm right now. I'm making homemade beef stew because it's one of
Oh,
those days.
nice.
So I'm
Oh,
almost
very
finished with
nice.
that. But yeah, so it's
Mm-hmm.
felt like it was. It's been a soup week because it's been rainy and a little bit snowy and cold, and it just like so. Yeah. So I made the other day. I made my homemade cream and potato soup, and then
Oh, yum.
oh yeah, so
Well, I hope
I'm
you
doing
brought enough for the
keto.
rest of us. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I'm doing keto, so you're just making me want to crave the carbs, but
Oh yeah, I'm sorry to hear
but
that.
no, actually my husband's a really amazing cook, and so he's doing it too, and he makes
That's nice,
amazing
and
food.
you can share that with your
Yeah.
spouse.
Yeah,
Your spouse is
definitely.
not like coming home with a bunch of like French fries and
Right. Well,
pizza.
ironically, part of the reason I'm late is because I had a dentist appointment, and so we were
Ah,
coming home and we picked up food on the way home, and he did get French fries. So it's funny you say
Oh, you
that.
did. Look,
you
But
get like
oh,
a
you
for the
nailed
cheeseburger.
most
it.
part, yeah, for the most part, he's
You
doing it
nailed
with
it,
me.
John.
But but then he's at the store right now with the kids, which is, a feat in and of itself. Our kids have one volume, especially our son.
Oh yeah,
But he's out getting stuff to make dinner later, and I'm sure he'll make something good. So
good to see you, Clay. Good to see you, buddy.
yeah. Ronnie, I don't know if I said hi yet. Good to see you. Love you. Hey, Clay, thank you for being here. Clay has an incredible show scheduled for tonight. He has Blue Unicorn, who's amazing, coming to guest host with him or co-host with him, and then their guest they have tonight is Mr. Smith, and I love Mr. Smith. His music, I mean, Clay's channel shares a ton of really great indie music, but Mr. Smith is one of my absolute favorites. And actually, David, I'll talk more about him in a second to you, but his show's
Oh yeah.
tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific, which would be 10 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to be ending right just after that, so we can try to send a little roommate over to Clay's because it's going to be a really great show tonight, and I don't want to miss it either. So we have kind of a cutoff tonight.
Right on.
But
Right on.
Clay, thank you for being here. He's also been doing some of the backstage speakeasies after some of his streams, which has been really cool to see that kind of picking up a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, good to see you. Glad you're here. Let me kind of put
Up,
these up for a
everybody?
second so everybody can
Yep.
see who's
What's
here
up?
and what's what. Yeah, how's it going?
How's your guys' night going? Oh,
Good.
pretty
What's
good.
going? Good. Good to see you, Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see you all.
Hey,
Been
Apple
meaning to jump up here
Dumpling,
for a
good
while,
to
but
see you here. Yeah, I'm excited for that, Clay. Yeah, Justin, I think this is the first time we've been on panel actually together. Now that I think about it, I feel like we've talked, but I don't think that we have. It'll be a
no,
surprise,
I got
Ashley.
referred you from Progressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured I'd just jump
Yeah,
up here, see what's up, and talk to you guys for a minute.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah,
You
I've
guys hear me
been
all right?
enjoying. Yep, we can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, I've been
Mhm.
enjoying your streams, Justin. I know you've just kind of gotten started with streaming, right? Can you hear me, Justin?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said I've been enjoying your streams when I can catch them. You've been sharing really good information and having good conversations. But you've just started streaming recently, right?
Yeah, I actually just started about a month ago. I just started it like, just out of the blue. I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot, and got pretty good reception
Mhm.
from it, and
Yeah,
it's
Nice.
becoming a lot easier to do.
you
At
seem
first, it
pretty
was kind of
comfortable up
really
there.
hard. Like,
Hey, Anti,
yeah,
good to
but
see
first it
you.
was kind of awkward.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. I still hate being
But
up
I'm
here by
getting better.
myself.
Yeah,
So far,
it's not easy doing it by yourself. It's
I'm pretty good at dragging somebody up here, at least one person up here with me to begin things. But I
right.
thought tonight might be that night just because I was running behind. But thanks for coming up and saving me all.
Right on. No problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
can't miss up an opportunity to get on and talk with Indy. It's always a
Oh
fun
no.
thing.
Well, we're always just winging it
Yeah, I've been
here.
meaning
We're
to for a
it's
while.
kind of. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And then you get
I'm all about sort of
another
seeing where the
goat here. You
conversation
got
goes.
David up here, the first official pet friendly streamer.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't bring that
Right.
up yet. We do have plenty of firsts going on over at my place. Yeah. And
Bless
definitely
you. Good to see you.
yeah, definitely the first pet friendly the official. I forget what the wording is. Yeah, but we're the official pet friendly stream. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait, Cashew filed the paperwork on that, so it's official. Yeah. What's up,
That's so
Rescue?
funny.
And everybody else in chat.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cashew.
The link, I think I tried to pin it, but I don't think it pinned. I'll pin the link at the top so people can come up in just a second. But yeah, it's kind of open tonight for anybody who wants to come up. You just have to show your face backstage since I'll have it out for everybody. So we try to eliminate the trolls
Yeah.
and
Or people who want to, do some
Damn
nefarious, things.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep, exactly.
And
Been
it's kind of
there
funny
and
because
done
of my
that.
name. Most times when I try and jump on panel, people think I'm a troll.
Oh, because it's birthday chat supervisor.
Yeah, so will you explain where did your name come
Yeah.
from? I know there's some story behind it, but
It actually came over from over at if you want to check out at Josh Pidd. He used to be at Buzzed and Blaze, but now he changed the name to Josh Pidd. He does like farming videos and does like I don't know if you guys ever seen Trailer Park Boys or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a funny
Yeah,
funny
well he
show.
does like Bubbles impersonations.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Yeah, he does Bubbles impersonations, and we were just screwing around one night on live, and he don't have moderators, and so it's kind of like a take off that show of like how they got the trailer park supervisor and the assistant trailer park supervisor. So it's like, oh, let's just make everybody supervisors as moderators instead. So that's birthday was just random, and then chat supervisor was just like a moderator type thing.
it's funny how names come about sometimes on here.
Yeah.
Nefariousness is good.
Yeah, there's all kinds of like a whole chat filled with supervisors. There's spiritual chat supervisor. There's all different kinds of supervisors on there.
Nice.
So that's all the mods is supervisors? Is that what it is? I like that.
Yeah,
I like
just
that. Yeah.
whoever you see as a supervisor has been there for a long time.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Hey, Dank, good to see you. Glad you're here.
It's
I
good
like
to see
that.
people
Yeah,
that start off as moderators get on and stream a little bit. That's, get to see a different aspect of them, because there's a lot of great mods in all these communities. So
yeah.
Yeah, when I first kind of started on YouTube
So you guys
and
are,
became
you
a
guys just
mod,
chilling?
and then
Just
there was a sort of, oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I think there's a little delay issue here, but yeah. So, when I got to know a bunch of those people, we started kind of like just interviewing each other on streams a little bit. And I think that sort of
Right.
helps, kind of promote, I'm all about connecting people. And I love that, we can help build, at least start a small base for people pretty quickly, which is
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah. Have you done? Yeah. Ronnie says in the
Yeah, I got
managing mods are great. Have you
Mhm.
appointed any managing mods yet?
I have,
me.
You have.
I'm not,
Okay.
Oh.
I have two. I have two right now. I've attempted
yep.
two. Yeah.
hmm
Okay. All right. Yeah. I just wanted to see. I have no idea. I really don't know what the difference. I don't know what the difference is yet.
Yeah, I'm a managing mod on a couple places too, and I haven't really played around with it much. I know managing mods can time out or remove comments from other mods and from anybody.
Oh, okay.
Just
All
not
right.
other managing mods.
Yeah.
So that's a difference. And
Yep.
then I know they can go in and like adjust the settings in a chat
Yes.
for something to do. John, I don't know if you can explain more
Yeah.
about
So
it.
like one of the things they can do is they can go in there and they can put like they can change your subscriber mode or time, or so they can do that so you're not having to deal with that basically.
Mm,
Oh, I
So
mhm.
got you. All
instead of
right.
having you kind of fiddle around with trying to change subscriber mode or try to do the 30-second or whatever the timeout, the different,
Oh,
I know that's one of the things they can do.
so they can put subscriber mode on, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
And
see,
that's,
I
I only
haven't
that's,
done
had
any of
two.
that
that's the most
extra
that I know
stuff.
of it.
Yeah, I was
Is
kind of
what
wondering
Indy
about that
said.
too. Because
Yeah.
I tried doing
hmm
Yeah. I know I was attempting it a couple weeks ago and it wasn't letting me. It's on the stream I was trying it on, and then the next stream it did. So I did change a couple to managing mods, but they were just joking that they have to stay and sweep up the floor afterwards after the chat
Right.
leaves. So
that.
so that's all I thought that they did was they just swept up after everybody left. But
Yeah, I actually wondered when I first saw it, I kind of wondered if it's
That's
not
funny.
like another way YouTube's trying to like sow division. You know what I mean? Like now we
oh
have
right,
not just mods, but managing mods. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of funny.
I know. I know.
Well,
I'm gonna make you a managing mod, but none of you other people are gonna be a manager. Yeah, that's
Right.
kind of
well, and
yeah,
I don't know. Can you,
yeah.
Indy, on the ones that you're a managing mod, does it show a distinction in your or does it show you just like a
Mhm.
regular mod?
It just shows the same as far as I
Right.
can
So
tell.
unless
It's
you
the
were
same.
telling someone, you're like, yeah, by the
Yeah.
way, I'm going to go ahead and make, so and so a managing mod. You probably would be
You
wise not
wouldn't
to kind
know.
of announce that stuff. Maybe
Oh,
Right.
that
you
would
talk
y-
one-on-one with that person because they're not going to know unless
right.
other people
Yeah.
would not know. And then if that person that you make a managing mod goes around telling other people that they're a manager mod, that may be one of the reasons why you may not want them as a managing mod. If they don't
Yeah.
respect, that kind of thing and realize, oh yeah, I'm just gonna
Very true.
stew
Right.
the pot.
Ronnie Yorkshire wants to be one of
Oh
my managing
yeah.
mods.
Yeah, I saw that comment.
Yorkshire, yeah, I actually am a managing mod. That's how I found out about the whole thing. I was in a stream one night and they made me a managing mod, and I couldn't believe it. I can't believe that they made me a managing mod, but I am. But we'll see you, Yorkshire.
Honor
If you behave yourself, we'll see.
honor bestowed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Song,
we'll
good to
see.
see you. Thanks for being here.
But I think it is probably a good thing of being able to find people you trust, and of course, I mean that's a difficult thing to try to find that, of the people that are going to have your best interest, or are going to understand what your expectations are, and to be able to have that help is probably a good thing, because as anyone here knows that streaming, it's sometimes it's hard to do all that stuff, and you think about the big time streamers, like they have producers, they have people that do a lot. So that's why it kind of, I think, seems so effortless when they do some of the stuff, because they can all they have to do is worry about the content, and the engagement,
I've
and not
noticed.
have to deal with all the other kind of technical details of putting the stream together.
I've noticed there's channels that have moderators, but their moderators don't ever comment. So they have people in there, kind of going through and patrolling, the chat, but they don't leave comments or interact. That's an interesting way to do it. And then
just
there's some
staying quiet
channels,
in the
we've
background.
seen where they have where they have like everybody modded, And I guess there's just different methods to the madness.
Yeah, that does.
One way don't work for everybody.
Ronnie said he's not going to sweep up though, David.
Oh, then you can't be a managing mod then, Ronnie.
Yeah,
that's one of the
you got to wait
that's one of the greatest.
until you get to the super wrench, Ronnie, before you say that. You can't.
Yeah, if you can't tell me you're not going to do the job, and then put in your application, Ronnie Yorkshire.
It's like, oh yeah, I'll work for you and I'll do the closing shift, but I won't turn off the lights when I go out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Ronnie doesn't want to do the whole job. Oh, funny.
Yeah. So how's the weather where you're at, Andy? Has it been? I know usually where you're at it gets to be rainy,
actually, well, I mean, we're used to the rain, so
yeah.
I'm like, it's beautiful here, but it was raining earlier. But it's really sunny and it's pretty nice. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It feels like it's going into spring finally. So
yeah,
I'm ready for that.
We in Colorado we have what I call the fake spring. We have like 6 seasons, right? We have you have spring, the fake spring. But it's kind of like this thing because it's like literally we'll go like 1 week and it's like 68 degrees, and then the next week we go and it's like 35. I mean, it's like it's insane.
Hey, Rescue! I was hoping you were going to come up. Thanks for coming and joining us.
Yes, ma'am. How y'all doing?
Rescue, good to see you. Good to see you, my friend.
What's up, Mr. David? Just calm down, sir. Just calm down.
Calm down. I'm glad you got that in. I didn't get to slip that in yet, so I'm glad you reminded me. I was just about to get worked up. I'm glad you came in.
You just had to calm down.
Right? Yeah, we're keeping the calm going tonight. I am glad that it is Friday. This week was just kind of a weird week. We had parent teacher conferences yesterday, so there was no class, but I was there all day meeting with families, and it's fun. I actually love parent teacher conferences. I really like getting to communicate with the families and pretty much just tell them how much I love their kids.
And that's a sign. Parent teacher conference means that it's a sign that spring break is coming too, right?
Yep. Week after next.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be going to a family member's beach house in Oregon for a part of that week. So we're pretty excited about that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it'll be fun with the kiddos and everything. And yeah, it's my in-laws' place. And so, they call them Grammy and Papa. And our kids are really excited to go get to spend time at the beach with Grammy and Papa. And
right on.
It'll be a good time, something out of the norm. Hey, Kelly, thanks for coming by. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Blaine, I was gone. I was out and about, Blaine, when you were live, so I couldn't hear what was going on, but I could tell you were stressed out about something. So I'm hoping everything's going all right for you, and I'm sorry for whatever's going on. Kelly says if she gets any calmer, she's going to be asleep.
Yeah, we get that a lot. Yeah, we put a lot of people to sleep over there. Yeah, with the calm down. Just got to calm down. Yeah, we have a divided house here, which kind of stinks. We have 2 different spring breaks. So one's got this week and then the next week. So we couldn't plan anything like that, like you're doing, because everybody's got the different spring breaks. But it's just going to be nice to have like those 2 weeks of no school, at least half no school anyway. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's great.
mhm.
Oh yeah, Anti just dropped a link for a parody.
Yeah.
That if you haven't seen it, it's really well done. It's really funny, but it's also like the content is just, I mean, the topic is disturbing. It's about our pedo Pete.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, you should go check that out if you haven't seen it for sure. Hey,
So,
Landon and Tiff, good to see you.
so Indy, what do you think about this new little bill that supposedly, according to the Democrats, is so bad, but what I watched didn't sound too bad, but it's the Parents' Bill of Rights.
I just vaguely saw that mentioned, but I haven't had a chance to look into it yet. So maybe you can tell me, fill me in, tell me more about it.
Well, I know a little bit. I watched a lot of the hearings, and I watched some of the stuff that they were bringing up of why they wanted to pass this, and there was a big stem on the books, and of course, the pitch you're hearing from one side is no, they don't want to teach the kids about the Holocaust. Oh, they're trying to teach the kids the racism is right, and what it really comes down to is like people like Chip Roy and some other representatives pulled out some books that were being shown down in Florida and some other cities that were explicit with graphical images and everything. Matter of fact, 4 of the books that he put up, he even pointed up the cover and he goes, I can't even show you the images in this book on the screen. And he said, yeah, we're handing these to our kids. Well, so what they're doing with this bill is now parents will have the right to see the budget of a school so they can see how the money's being spent at the school. It'll also allow them to look at the books and know the material that's being taught. It lets them know the teachers' credentials, because hell, I didn't realize this was happening, but in some schools, there were teachers that had literally taught students for a year only to find out that teacher really wasn't even accredited.
Wow.
And,
Oh, jeez.
yeah. And so
Wow.
that now the parents can know, we want to see the accreditation for that teachers.
And
so
Rescue,
now
isn't one of the
they're-
things that's on there too is that they have to have connection, they have to have like regular reports, or there's something they're going to work on making sure that their teachers are reporting to the parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
they tried
sounds
to
Did you
make
see
it
all the
sound like
Democrats'
a
reaction to
teacher
that, by the
conference.
way? That was funny. They were like, AOC's just like, it's fascism. I'm like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I want freedom over fascism. Shut up. Oh man. I
Yeah.
gotta tell you, because
You know
some of
what?
the books that I saw, I was floored, dude. I was floored. I'm going, holy crap.
Mhm.
Who in their right mind would even counter that? My God, we passed laws a long time ago. You can't even put a strip club so close to a damn school because there's somebody that's like, wait, don't put the strip club a mile away from the school, but by God, just go ahead and give them the book to show them the actual graphical images of the actions.
Or bring in the trans strippers to
Yeah.
perform.
Right. That's what I was
Yes.
going to say. They'll just bring them in the school now. Just not
Mhm.
now. They're going to bring them right in the school. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, I
Just
think
terrible.
that's great. I think my only concern that comes to my mind right away about that is, I'm more of like a libertarian leaning. And so it's like when we're making these guidelines of what's, giving rights to parents, it's like the parents that should be the default. The parents have the rights. I don't think we need to be like handing them to the parents or have it written out like that. But with what's going on right now, at least I feel like that is a step maybe in the right direction to protect things for now, with the way things are going. So
Well, and I think,
yeah, I'll definitely look into that more closely.
and I think especially for those of you on the panel that have kids, to me, I don't have kids, so I can't 100% speak from that position, but it baffles
Yeah,
me
neither do I.
that people have been so divorced from their children's education. When you think about it, it's like there's the idea of at the home, that is the first school, that is the first church, that is everything, those things are established there, and at some point we had to allow this to happen to get to a point where we've allowed these school districts and allowed these teacher unions and allowed some of these organizations to kind of get away with things. And I think obviously with what happened in the last few years, I think that kind of reset things, and probably the parents who probably weren't paying attention maybe started paying attention a little bit, which is
Yeah,
good.
that is
But
great.
I do think it's important though that they are nailing them down about the whole idea of FBI targeting parents for being vocal at that is just absurd.
Fear
Exactly.
tactic.
Really?
Would you consider that domestic terrorism? You know.
Wesley
Yeah.
Hunt did a good one earlier
What?
today. Wesley Hunt, the guy out of Texas, he did a good one because he brought that very
Ronnie?
thing up. He goes,
Hey, Andy.
so he said the FBI targets
Ronnie?
parents for domestic terrorist. He said, but this is domestic terrorism, and then had to proceed to have the guy with slides of all the Antifa stuff. Washington, Portland, Denver, all these cities that were getting destroyed. And it's like, this is domestic terrorism. A parent going down to question about their child's not. And that's,
Right.
I will say that's a real discount, man. So two-part thing, if you don't mind, I'll take a minute because John, I can answer part of that because I've thought about that, and to see where we got here, I raised my 3. And I look back over time and it's kind of like, wow, because this could have happened to me. And, it's just that it was then. So that wasn't the consensus, and I was lucky, but it's kind of a combination of several things. One is economical. So it's a work thing. Mom and dad both go to work. And some of it back, and I know nowadays, I'm not sure where people stand, the younger parents now. I know back then, you had trust in the system. This is educational system. So you taught me, well, you're going to do this with my kids. And so you didn't really think of it like, wait a minute, what are you doing now? Now, some people might have. I know for us, we didn't, because we never really were political.
Mhm.
But I know you slowly rely on that 8-hour window of the school, because that's your moment to either go to work, pull overtime, go get some errands done. But somehow that unintentionally becomes a babysitter. And so by doing that, you're now just going, okay, well, you got that. And you're now focusing over here, and now here we are in 2023, and we're going, wait a minute, you're showing kids what books? And it's like, that's how that happened. You just kind of become so complacent on that, relying, going, okay, you got that part. You got those 8 to 10 hours of my kid's day. Cool. You take care of that, feed them good, go.
Yeah.
And so next thing you know, you're here.
Yeah.
Hey, Rescue, I heard you mention about the school board, the vote today in the Senate and the Congress. But why do you know why the 5 Republicans voted?
I hate to interrupt, but I think I'm gonna jump out of here because it's starting to lag out on my end a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump out.
Okay, thanks for coming up, Justin. I appreciate it. If anybody in the chat's able to grab Justin's link, or Justin, if you comment, then I can grab your link and share it. But he's just starting out his channel, so it'd be great to have more subs over there. Yeah, sorry, keep going.
No,
Hey,
I was
Dwayne,
just
thanks for
asking
coming up.
Rescue if he had heard why the 5 Republicans did not vote with the other ones. Gates.
Well, now in the Senate, because in the House, all of them did.
No, in the House there were 5 that didn't vote. Gates and 4 more. I can't remember. Oh, Andy Biggs is one of them. These are all the House 5 against it.
I don't know. I'll have to look into that, Ronnie, because the last I saw during the hearings, actually Gates was one of the ones that was backing it and talking about the need for it. So I don't know what.
Well, see, that's what I'm understanding is why they voted against it.
Well, the last I heard from when they went through it and they passed it, I didn't check the listing, but they used the term all the Republicans voted for it in the House and all the Democrats didn't. But because the Republicans have the majority, it passed the House.
Yeah, there's 5 that didn't. Gates and Andy Biggs were 2 of them. I can't remember the other ones, but
I'll have to look because, man, those were 2 of the ones that were like the Chip Roys and the Wesley Hunts and Massey. There were quite a few of them up there that were actually pumping that bill. So I'll look into it. I'll go pull that bill up to see the voting.
Yeah, because it sounds like it'd be. I mean, I hadn't heard the whole thing, but it sounds like it'd make a heck of a law. To put to give the parents back the power.
Well, the sad part is that we even had to do that. My God, it's your kid.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
And the thing is, we already have the power. We already have the power as parents.
Right. That's what I meant. I don't like that they're saying that we have to give this power to the parents, because the parents should be the default for having that power.
Right. Well, and because if you allow the government to give you the power, they have the power to take it away.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we just have to appropriately and responsibly use that power and let them know. But the problem is that people like you were saying, Rescue, slow roll. People have been slow rolled into thinking that they're the authority. You know, they're dropping them off at an authority figure. They're not. They're not an authority figure to the parents. But
Well, I think it's a
Yes.
federal law though, so I think what they're doing is because the DOJ has been sending people out to arrest parents as terrorists for questioning school boards. So I think what they did was kind of stepped in to try to overrule the DOJ.
Well, I think Ronnie, I think that's a story. That's one of those stories that they might repeat over and over to send fear into people from speaking up, because just like Indy just said, we already have the power. We're the parents.
Well, I agree.
And I think it's important. I think it's important that we make that clear. You know what I mean? I mean,
right, yeah.
I don't know. This is something that's been on my radar, but I hope people are thinking about it. But they did include, I believe it's throughout the country, they've now included the vaccines on the gene therapy on their vaccine schedule for students. So my understanding is that they're not required. It's the recommended vaccines, just like flu or chickenpox or, tetanus, any of those, but they're now included on the regular schedule. And I'm not certain on this, but what I've heard is that they are, they're including them every year. So your child would be recommended for them to get a new booster every year. And at the same time that that's happening, they are also, in other countries banning it for people under 50, because it's been proven, obviously we all know this, I'm preaching to the choir, but it's been proven that it's, extremely harmful. I think my numbers might be off a little bit, but the latest that I heard, I believe it was from John Campbell's channel, was that for every one child that would be prevented by the vaccines from being hospitalized from COVID, 150 would get severe adverse, including death, reactions from the numbers that are coming out right now. And thousands would have to be vaccinated, and 150 would have severe adverse reactions, to save one from being hospitalized from COVID.
Right.
Like, it makes no sense. I mean, and then it hasn't this whole time. So, I don't know if we're 15 minutes in yet, if that'll, get past the algorithms, but whatever. That's what needs to be talked about.
And I guess for me, the thing is that I believe that one of the things that would probably be helpful, and you're seeing a lot of momentum for this, is if we're going to, as a country, say that we're going to put funding into education to ensure that every child has an education, then we need to allow for choice vouchers so that people can make that choice and say, hey, if you're going to do this kind of stuff, I'm making a contract. I'm not going to have a contract with you. I'm going to not negotiate with you. I'm not going to have my kids go to your school. I'm going to go to another school where they're hopefully teaching a classical education. But hopefully with that thing that would do that. And I don't know how we get past the teachers union, because I think that is the one thing that is really the big. They have a lot of finances and a lot of political power to keep things the way it is, and so I don't know.
They won't have that for long.
No, they don't. Yeah.
No. I may have misspoke. They won't have it for very long. They're actually talking about taking money from education, just like the veterans and just like the people who are disabled and are on disability. They're talking about taking that.
Yeah. Well, there was Education 101. That's how the birds do it.
That's right.
That's what the birds think about it. That's for certain.
Boss man showing her who's boss.
Right on cue. But
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out that, we're all worried right now about them having all of this power and clout in the teachers unions. That's about to be gone. And not only that, but in all reality, what we're looking at is, in my opinion, is a bunch of look over here and don't see the sucker punch coming.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think one of those sucker punches might be that schools might require it. I mean, it's like for any other time in history, as far as I know, if you wanted to opt out of getting a vaccine for your kids, you went and filled out the paperwork and submitted it, and that was it. I've never heard of any pushback for any vaccination in public schools, but I have a feeling that it's going to be different with this. So we'll see. And I think it's going to put if I'm right and that happens at the beginning of the school year, it's going to be kind of like the beginning of remote teaching where parents are going to be scrambling to figure out what to do to get their, if they're not able to let their kids be in school, then, it might become an issue again. But we'll see. I know enrollment's gone way down in our area, even in very liberal commie Washington. Enrollment's gone down quite a bit in schools.
Well,
So that's,
and it's
to me,
happened
that's
here in my
encouraging.
town. They actually proposed closing down 3 public schools, and they've already done one of them. And there's talk about closing another one. So there's, it's the avalanche is gaining momentum here, and it's.
Well, if I had kids in school, I'd have to seriously consider taking them out. If I had them in school now, I mean, I would have to seriously consider putting them in a private school. If I couldn't afford that, I'd have to do homeschooling because I just wouldn't want my kids to go to.
That's what we did 2 weeks before they called the kids out of school for the lockdowns, or they shut the schools down in our area. 2 weeks before that, we saw it coming. We took them out, started homeschooling, and haven't stopped.
Totally, that's the way to go, if you ask me.
It was a blessing in disguise, is what it was for our whole family.
Yeah,
Having
agree.
Having been a public school teacher, I always thought that my kids would be in public school, and I liked that they'd be, surrounded by different cultures and people, and the social aspect of it. But there's no way, like, nope, I would not put my kids in public schools. At least not any of the public schools in this area.
No,
having been a person who's been through public school and private school, and also for a short time when I was sick with chickenpox, doing homeschooling, I can say from personal experience that your children will excel far more if you homeschool them than if you put them through any other type of schooling.
It's true. When you take your troublemakers out of the classroom and you get them into nature, into the forest, your troublemakers become your leaders.
But the schools want to medicate them right out of that. They want to literally put them on ADD, ADHD medication that, sucks their creativity, sucks their personality, sucks their focus, and makes them little drones that just,
sit down, be quiet, regurgitate.
Right. When really they be excellent problem solvers, excellent out of your box thinkers, excellent, leadership, like Landon said, leadership skills.
And if you've seen the state of our infrastructure, we need some out of the box thinking.
No joke.
We need problem solving.
Country's infrastructure, as far as that goes. My goodness.
Get this, schools are just so okay. So we've got the vaccine mandates, right? We've got, which I don't know if y'all remember, but when we watched that little interview a few weeks back, the guy was talking about, people that were, remember the guy that was the black budget interview, the guy who was the Men in Black.
Oh yeah.
He was talking about, now whether you buy into that or not, I'm not here to say, but for the sake of argument, let's say that you do believe, half of what he's saying. He says that within this group, this black budget group, are hybrid humans that are not fully human. And the only way you can tell is through their eyes, and then correlate that with all the babies that have been born since the vax came out with just black eyes. I'm not saying there's something there, but it makes you take a second look. It makes you, because they say it, the mRNAs change your DNA.
No doubt. Yeah.
If that's not alien,
well,
it sounds hyperbolic or it sounds extreme, but
let me just straight up put this out there. mRNA means modified RNA.
Right.
And RNA is what builds DNA. I mean, that's anybody with a high school education knows that.
I mean,
And
that's
so
where
then-
Moderna got their name too. Moderna is mode RNA. Moderna. If anybody hasn't pieced that together.
I didn't know that. But then, so aside from just the vax, right? Then you've got, I don't know, who has TikTok, who hasn't. We actually don't even have TikTok, never have. And somehow we still see the TikToks. All these kids that are just getting brutally attacked almost for entertainment's sake.
It's teachers, kids.
Right. So there's the violence aspect of it. And then you've got, I don't know if y'all saw, but just this week, there was an article that came out talking about Salt Lake City, Utah. They had passed a bill last year that's now being used to challenge the Bible being allowed in the classroom at all because of its pornographic material. But you're going to let, all these LGBTQ, trans, IQA, whatever books that are
Wait a minute. What was it? The Bible being because of pornographic material?
Yeah, they're literally saying that the basically at the request of a teacher, they're saying that it's inappropriate and even pornographic. I've got a link to it, and it doesn't say exactly where, because I'm like, where do they consider it pornographic?
No,
probably the Song of Solomon book,
or when like Lot's daughters, or
yeah. But especially Song of Solomon.
Yeah, but then look at that, and then what they're then look at what the kids are reading at school board meetings that are being, the books that are they're complaining about pulling off the that they want pulled, and then they're saying the Bible is pornographic. I mean, give me a break. It's just ridiculous.
By the way, I want to say,
my new detail. Thanks for coming in.
To Auntie, he put in the creep link in there. Have you guys seen that video?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so funny.
By the way, what's up, Yankee Watchdog?
So the Bible is pornographic.
Hold on one second, guys. 1 second, guys. There's an echo. Somebody's echoing pretty bad.
It's kind of like a whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not me. I tested already. I was hearing it earlier.
Let me mute, see if it's me.
Is it me?
I'm gonna post the link in the chat.
I'm not hearing it now, so I'm not sure.
I don't hear an echo myself.
Well, I think someone put it in chat, and I could hear it.
I was hearing it for a minute.
All right. Carry on. Sorry,
it
guys.
Might be on yours. It might be on yours, Dragon Slayer. I'm not hearing
I'm on
it
headset.
now. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and drop down. Thanks for having me on the panel tonight. And
good to see you, John.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Dinner,
Thank you for being here.
See you, John.
Enjoy the soup, John.
Right? And all those yummy, delicious carbs.
Yum yum. Yum yum.
Yeah.
Well, happy Friday, friends.
So
good to see you, brother.
Is it better? Is it sounding better? Yeah.
Well, I
can't tell where the sound's coming from. It might be the birds. It might just be the birds that we're hearing, which I don't mind.
Oh, okay.
Oh, painful sounding.
No, it's Rescue's chickens. That's what it is. He left him his cell phone.
Clucking? Yeah, effing chickens.
The clucking chicken, man.
Mm-hmm.
The mother cluckers.
Did it go away when I muted my mic?
No, I don't think it was that. There was something else going on. Yeah.
Could have been me.
It's like, it's still happening. There's some kind of like whistle.
Yeah.
Here.
I don't
know. But I mainly came up to say hello to some of my very favorite people, and didn't intend to stay long, but nice seeing all you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming up.
Good to see you, Ronnie.
Nice to see you,
Ronnie.
I found out one important thing. David won't let me be a managing mod on his channel unless I sweep the darn floors.
Not unless you're going to sweep the floor. Unless you're going to sweep the floor, you got to sweep. At least hold the dustpan for heaven's sake.
Well, hey, I'll supervise the floor sweeping.
I'll think about it.
Supervise it. Yeah, you're a manager. You don't have to sweep the floors. That's for the
Right.
peon mods to do, right?
That's right. That's exactly right.
Well, thanks.
See, so in division. I'm telling you, there's a plot behind this.
Well, thank you, Andy, for letting me come up and
Of course.
nice
Thank
seeing
you
all
for
you
being
guys.
here.
You
Are you
bet.
still gonna
Thank
be
you,
in,
Ronnie.
still gonna be in chat for a little bit, Ronnie?
Yeah, I'll be in chat.
All right, great.
Bye bye.
Later, buddy.
Bye, Ronnie. Bye, Yorkshire. Kelly says it's not that bad. Okay. All right.
Well, we know it wasn't Ronnie because it's still happening. But
Yeah, it wasn't
Landon and
Yorkshire.
Tiff, thank you for posting that link in the chat about the Bible being banned, or they're working on that. Brand's volunteered to do the sweeping. Thank you, Brand.
All right. On. Awesome.
Much appreciated.
Brand, you the man.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so yeah, that whole thing, it's actually on a level of, I'm still shocked by the fact that they would call that pornographic.
Mm-hmm.
And to add to that, they want to take money away from schools, but yet they still want to go and turn around and say that we need to be, making all of this reform in schools. Does anybody else have this issue where it doesn't make any sense?
Yeah, all the time, every day. Oh,
Only
hey, you
when
guys
I'm
are
away.
getting the
Only when
love
I'm away.
raid. Love raid from Shane Phelps's channel. Thank you, Shane. Hey,
Guilty
Comsen.
dog barks first, huh?
Yeah. Hi, Nightwing. Thank you for coming over. Hey, Mima. Good to see you. Yeah, if you guys aren't subbed to Shane Phelps. Oh, hey, Shane. There he is right there. Thanks for coming over. I appreciate it.
Shane!
He don't know
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I know him.
Yeah,
I
he has
do
a
know
great
I do
channel.
know Shane.
A lot of familiar faces you'll see over there. Great conversations, and just kind of another place to kick back and connect. So make sure you're subbed to him. And I overlap him on Friday, so sorry about that, Shane. I know it's not ideal, but I appreciate you understand and the support. I really do. Gary, thanks for coming over. Appreciate you too. Yeah, and Shane, if you're still here and you hear this, Conspiracy Music is having a really great stream tonight, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be ending around then and sending people that way. And whenever you wrap up, if you want to send people my way or that way, that would be great too. So yeah, I mean, I feel like just the last, obviously we all know this, but the last like 3 to 4 years, it's just been like upside down world. I was talking with someone, a coworker today that I don't normally get to spend a lot of time with, but we were having kind of meetings and stuff today. And we kind of got into some of the, some of what's happened over the past few years and kind of what it looked like for her family and her kids and what it looked like on my end. And it was refreshing that we were on the same page on a lot of things, that doesn't always happen. So that was nice, especially in this area. But it was also just, it's like crazy to look back and think of all that's happened and how much the world has shifted in such a short amount of time. I mean, it's really
Hey,
pretty
did y'all
intense.
hear? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, nope, that's it. Go ahead.
I don't know if anybody watches, what is it, The Last of Us, or is it The Rest of Us?
It's The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Okay. Landon and I have only watched a couple of episodes, but sure enough, right as we watch a couple of episodes, which first off, Landon noticed this, and I thought it was interesting. The show takes place originally in 2003. And then it was, what was it? The original was made in like 2013.
Right. I think it was a movie.
A movie in 2013, and now the TV
10 years
show.
later, 10 years later, the movie comes out.
It's all in threes. I don't know. That's interesting, but
it's really weird.
But then as soon as we start watching it, there's articles coming up now about a fungus that's 60% lethal and
gotta put that.
spreading. Okay.
You gotta put that in the
I'm
chat.
sorry. The reason why I laughed is because if anybody knows about Candidus fungus, that's the same stuff that's in beer and the same stuff that is in bread. So that's why I laughed.
That's hilarious. That is too funny. Hold on, I'm gonna.
Thank you, City. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you.
Notice the popularity of all the grow it yourself fungi and like,
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's called yeast, people.
It's a fungus among us.
folks really like that yeast poop.
Oh my God.
Makes that stuff rise.
That's alcohol.
Hey, I like my beer.
They're probably going to be using the PCR test to like test everything too, so it'll be whatever they want it to be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one where it looks like a pregnancy test. I have one still that I never used.
A pregnancy
Hey,
test?
I don't think that's the PCR test.
No, the PCR test.
No, the
Pregnancy
PCR test is the one where they have to run it through a centrifuge and run it through a whole bunch of cycles to try to find some measure of anything from next to nothing. And the way it works, anything that's in it, any of the proteins that they're looking for get doubled each cycle that they run it. So, for example, with the bat stew flu issue, they were running it for 42 cycles, which could take something that was, say it was a count of 1. And by the time that they were done running the 42 cycles and having it double each cycle, it was like 42 million and something of for the count for whatever they were looking for.
Thank you, Brenda.
And that was the argument from the guy that created the PCR test, was saying that it shouldn't be used to try to find or verify the presence of a virus, because it could create it from nothing just based off of some ambient traces
I was just going to ask
that were
y'all.
in the area.
I happen to know a close family friend who is they think they have the Wuhan wiggle, right? And they went to the doctor and they told him you have the Wuhan wiggle. And I was like, would you just accept the first test that you were given? You wouldn't try to get another, second opinion or I don't know. I got it caught up in my head somewhere along the way that there were a bunch of false positives.
So it kind of depends. Like mine, because it visited me a while back, and when it visited me, I took the pregnancy test style one, and before the control line was even starting to shade in, the positive line was dark as dark can be, and pretty well pronounced. It was like, wow, okay, this was all of 2 seconds later, and it's supposed to be wait 15 minutes. So I took a second one just to make sure that the thing wasn't giving a error, and the second one did the same darn thing.
Have you taken one?
Funny
Kat,
enough,
thanks for being here, Kat. I'll see you later.
I literally have one of those sitting in my hand right now. And just so we're clear, it comes with 2 pre-filled tubes, 2 empty tubes, 2 sealed solutions, 2 swabs, and 2 test cards.
Does anybody wonder, okay, this is just me in my tinfoil hat, okay, shooting off the wall, but does anybody wonder if maybe these tests already come predetermined, as in like you can put whatever fluid you want in them, but they're going to tell you what they're going to tell you whether you have it or not?
That's just totally rigged.
Believe it or
It
don't.
wouldn't surprise me, because when they first came out, I'll tell you, I watched an Australian reporter. When they first came out, an Australian reporter took the little test strip things, stuck them in a can of Coke, pulled it out, and it said that the can of Coke had COVID.
I watched a feller take one of these tests and put a couple of drops of sterile water. That, I'm not bullshitting you, sterile as in out of a freaking saline bag for a medical unit, sterile water on the PCR, on the little card thing, without even putting it through the rest of the test, just on the card, and it showed up a full positive.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and to Landon's point, like we want to urge her to get another test, because it's like, okay, her husband's test came back negative, and nobody around her is aware of having dealt with it. But now, it's like, oh, I have it, like, I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is one of the funniest things too. On the back of the test, it says, avoid contact of the extraction liquid in the tube with skin and eyes.
Get out of town.
What?
It's got it in it.
That tells me that there's bleach in that, or some other extremely volatile liquid.
Yeah, it's a different type of liquid. It really shouldn't be handled without gloves on.
Then it shouldn't be handled.
Right.
I don't disagree.
Here, everyone.
By the way, Landon, I'm sorry, I owe you an apology. I said Brandon and it's Landon, and I didn't catch that until she said Landon. I went, that's right. Damn it. I was told this before.
That's
That's
okay.
my second name, man. That's been happening my whole life.
We will respond to Brandon.
I will respond to Brandon.
Just like I'll respond to Brittany, Stephanie, Tiffany, whatever. If it's got
Mary.
any at the end, I'm there.
Okay.
Oh, this is hilarious. So in the instructions on this thing, I never even read this thing. I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother with this, because I watched that video of the dude doing the test with the saline solution, and I was like, that doesn't work. So I wasn't even going to bother with this, but now as I'm reading it, it says, if you do not have symptoms, you will need at least 2 tests per person. And this test is more likely to give you a false negative result than. Oh my God. I'm sorry. This is like comedy gold right here. I don't even know what's in this. I refuse to open it or use it, or even, it's just comedy. I mean,
Well, it's all, everything around that has been orchestrated. So it's all part of a bigger movie script, you could say. So that's one little blooper in it going, what the, and it's like, yeah, but the whole movie's a comical movie. It's a
Yep.
Well, I mean, I think we have to kind of keep our senses of humor, or we're all going to just lose it completely. So, it's kind of like that song, that parody of Creep. It's like, if you think about it, I was like, it's kind of disturbing that we're all laughing about pedophilia. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's not cool. But, we have to you do have to kind of see the humor in how ridiculous and just in our faces the evil is right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so obvious and apparent.
One of those laugh or cry.
Since this
exactly.
test is no longer authorized, shall we find out if it shows a false positive?
Yes.
Yes.
Heck yeah. Do it right now.
Test your
Then
cat.
let's do it, damn it.
Test the cat.
Test your cat. Are you going to test you or test something random?
No, I'm not going to test any of that. I'll tell you what I'm going to test. Because I think this is absolutely hilarious. I am going to do this in the most ludicrous way possible. Sugar water.
Okay.
Because I think it's absolutely stupid. So I might as well do it, as stupid as possible.
That's right. Hey.
Stupid is and stupid does.
Right?
Makes sense in clown world. We've got
Yeah. They'll just come out with the reason why the sugar water tested positive.
Mm-hmm.
The
Fact
reason
check.
why.
Fact check, team.
Yeah.
This is going to be funny. So I got my water. I got a little bit of sugar. Here you go.
Pour some sugar on me.
A little bit of sugar. Give it a stir.
Make sure it's lukewarm water in case it's temperature detected.
I don't think it has anything to do with temperature. I'm doing this just to screw around with it. We'll do this as the control because it's cold water. And then I will do a lukewarm water one afterwards because I've got 2 in here. And of course, the packaging is bionic, so need a knife for it.
Annie wants you to pee on it. Annie would like you to pee on it.
Annie wants me to pee on it?
Yeah.
That's too funny. All right. Got the water. I got the freaking test open. Now I just need a platform to do this on so everybody can see it. Let's see here.
My brain's like, what are the variables?
Here, I'm gonna put you on. I'll wait till you're ready. I'll put you on full screen in a second here too.
Is this well?
It's really dark. We can't see it right now because it's like you're in shadow.
Yeah. Let me go and turn some lights on.
Mm-hmm. And I just saw that I had accidentally pinned a comment from Shane, so I'm repinning the comment or the link if anybody wants to come and join us.
A little better. Doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it's all just junk anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Step-by-step instructions.
Here we
That's
go.
hilarious.
I'm sorry. This is funnier than hell. I wasn't going to use this thing anyways. I just think this is a great joke. All right. But here's your step-by-step instructions.
And what's worse is, okay, I think that they come predetermined, but what's worse is the ones that go up your nose. When they were first doing them, I was like, no, that thing will give you COVID. Like,
my wife had
I'll
to
tell
do
you,
those all the time for work.
Ugh.
I only had to do it once, but I'll tell you, I didn't lose my taste and smell until after that test, which that was one of the theories out there. One of the theories out there. And it was before like losing taste and smell was commonly known as a side effect of supposedly of CV. But I had a nurse who worked in the ER and I asked her, I was like, yeah, I've lost my taste and smell. Is that a sign? And she's like, oh yeah, they're about to add that to the official list. And that was like 2 days after I'd had my test.
So it says to use within 1 hour after opening. If I know anything about coronaviruses, they can only live outside of the body for 1 hour. Food for thought.
Yeah,
they
I remember
really
that
alive,
whole
though?
all the BS about like how it could live on hard surfaces and we had to wipe down all of our groceries and like all of that was just it's just so ridiculous to look back on.
Yeah, well, just so we're clear, they can only live outside of the body for 1 hour, and that's on hard surfaces or any surface that doesn't have a liquid stria. I'm feeling this baggie, and it feels like it's got liquid in it. The way that this is moving is a little too smooth. So I'm going to do something real quick. And make myself a makeshift glove.
Yeah.
200%. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've had to take way too many of those things.
Oh man, at the beginning, my wife had to do it every day when she showed up. For tips, they would do that damn test.
Oh man, that makes me feel so bad for them. I saw that test being given, and I was like, no, I refuse. You will not shove that in me.
I've had so many different viruses and stuff that it really doesn't scare me. It's just a matter of, precaution is precaution.
This is just so funny. Look, do y'all remember back in, so I guess it was 2018, so then 2014, I believe, and Ebola was kind of a thing that was happening. Like there were a few cases of Ebola in the country, and we were out of state visiting family, and I got really, really sick out of nowhere, just really sick. And I was like, I don't know. I think we could go to the hospital. Perhaps I was a little worried. And I started feeling better really quick, but Landon was like, look, I will take you to the hospital, but I am not trying to get locked down out of state in a hospital with them thinking we have Ebola. This is not the way. And now when I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad. That would have been terrible.
Yeah.
So here we have it. This is the extraction fluid. Okay. Which I'm kind of leery about even using this stuff for anything because, like I said, outside of a liquid stria, the coronavirus cannot live. So
they want you to put that liquid up your nose first, then do the swab, and then pull it out. Hey, that's the battery of the TV monitor. Well, that was a hell of a nasal.
Actually, no, you're supposed to swab around the entirety of your nose, up to 3/4 of an inch into your nose.
Oh, yeah.
Then you take the swab itself and you place it in the tube and you swab it around the inside of the tube. Then you pour the extraction liquid into the tube.
That's what they mean by extraction. So they're extracting the contaminants on the cotton swab to pull off. It's kind of like a centrifuge.
And then you take the tube itself and put the drips with the tube here onto the COVID test. So here we go.
It actually works kind of like the instant drug tests.
I'm gonna fudge it, and we're gonna see. So, water in the tube. Just a goofball shit. Let me see if I can get this in the. I'm not even going to use that gooey crap, that liquid in that other tube, the extraction thing. I'm just going to do this. And
well, you drank out of that cup anyway, so if you have it, it's going to be in there anyway.
What?
You already drank out of that cup, so if you had it, it would be in the cup. So
no, I didn't drink out of this cup. This one came out of the cupboard. It was clean. Hasn't been used since before COVID. Okay, so here's the
sugar and water.
Just sugar and water. 3 drops, it says. 1, 2, 3. Now this should take 15 minutes to absorb.
Now you're going to have the NIH, CDC, and the EPA all at your house.
Here we go. Already we're seeing that thing dampen up the line there, and we'll see.
Are you pregnant or not, Blaine? That's what we need to know.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Well, I mean, that won't be determined till like the kid's 5, right?
Yeah. Oh.
So
right.
Sugar water. Okay.
No, the second question is if it's ours.
The extraction fluid. I'm going to use the extraction fluid on the next round. So this is our control. Okay.
Okay, my next question. Are you on city water or well water?
I am on full treatment city water that is then filtered. So
cool.
Yeah.
Was the sugar
straight cane sugar? And as you can see, nothing showed up yet. I'm going to leave this right here in front of y'all so you can see. There's that right there. And now we're going to goofball and mess around with the other one. And hope to God that
test. Oh well, maybe
use
not.
your glove
I was
and
gonna say
say
test Houdini, but I don't think you should put it in Houdini's mouth either. So
no,
hey, Andy,
I'm not putting my dog at that risk. Sorry.
Hey, Andy,
not gonna
I want to place a $1 bet that you get a medical misinformation tag.
Yeah, I
Pretty sure
know,
it's
right?
already
Check and
there.
see. It's probably already there.
Rich,
Because you
I'm gonna have to get you that
you
dollar,
showed their
bro.
own test.
I'm gonna have to get you that dollar because I already know you're gonna win it.
That'd be right up to par.
Misinformation.
I'm marking the control right
Well,
now.
that's what they did to old Crowder. They took his whole stream down because that journal dude actually pointed up to the monitor that was showing the CDC website and started to read the very website, and they cut the whole stream off.
Wow, it's just
Yeah.
incredible. Just incredible.
I did get my
Okay.
first official warning from YouTube for a stream I did, a live stream I did about, I mean, it was a live stream, so it was kind of like different topics, but primarily it was about the Canadian truckers. And it was for something
it
like
wasn't us.
Nope.
Ooh, I thought it was us.
Not yet. So I've probably got a few more coming, but they're still back a ways, I guess, and going through mine. I don't know.
Now for the point where I need the glove.
You gotta show them the really graceful book you got.
Everything I do sounds like an ad.
Yeah, Dorinda, just if you can hear me, I think you were timed out by accident. So hope you're still around. I know who timed you out, and I'm sure it was by mistake.
I saw that. I was wondering if Dorinda was being naughty in the chat or what was going on.
Well, probably, but I love Dorinda's naughtiness. That's part of her charm.
Oh, that's good. All right.
So,
Well, after the timeout, continue the naughtiness.
right? Yeah. No, she's not naughty. Dorinda speaks her mind, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, hey, who?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I did the chat on my
there's all
phone,
the
so I can see
extraction
it.
fluid gone
Mm-hmm.
out of the one. And now this is our second test. Let me go ahead and screw the old cap on here. Okay, so we got our control test here, which is still showing absolutely nothing. I think this is the best way to do this test, by the by, to actually do a control. Okay, there we go. Come on, come on.
I don't really know if it works or not. I won't ever take it.
Gently. Gently. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's gonna be the one right there.
Bam! Instant positive.
All right.
It's a boy.
Hey, Gma. Thanks for being here, Gma.
It's
Good to see you.
twins.
It's twins.
Enjoy dinner, Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly, thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your night, or hopefully we'll see you back here later. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, later, Miss Kelly.
I think we're gonna go for about we'll see. Maybe we'll have nothing to talk about all of a sudden, but I'm guessing we'll go for about another hour until Clay starts his stream.
The sugar water just shot across it. It didn't even take a half a minute for it to go all the way across, and it has not even the control is showing up with even the control line on it. So you can see this is the one with the mark on it. There's no line where it's got the C on it, and the T, which is the test line, isn't showing up either. So there's your control, folks. Here we go.
Yep.
This one
Apple
here.
Dumpling. Hold on one second, Blaine. Apple Dumpling, thank you so much for being here. Have a great time. It sounds like you're doing something fun. Have a good time being out and about and social. Enjoy your night.
Amen. Hey, enjoy that.
Now, I'm going to get that stuff out of my way. Whoa. Oh. Okay.
Emo. I can already picture it in chat. It says, "Hello, all you fine ass people."
Yep. That was up higher. I can find it. You got it. Nailed it.
I'm not even sure that these tests, so-called, are will even work in any way, any shape or form, because even this one is not showing the control line show up.
Well, now I will say just food for thought, but the consistency of that extraction liquid would probably be thicker than the other just regular fluid, because it's going to have the makeup to be able to pull and extract that stuff. So it's going to have more.
It's thinner than the sugar water. It's actually thinner than the sugar water. It's like alcohol.
Well, it might appear that way, but what I'm saying though, the binding agents of inside that, because it's not just H2O, it's got basically, for layman terms, it's got like clinger molecules in it that are designed to grab that stuff. I'm not saying it is. I don't know. I personally ain't gonna take none of it. I don't give a shit about none of it, other than it felt for her because she had to take it. But I got an immune system. I grew up eating dirt and playing on lead paint toys and shit. So I'm cool.
I grew up digging in a ditch.
That's it. My Tonka toys were all painted with full lead paint.
I got the cold virus when I was 3 years old. Ain't nothing scaring me.
Metal ones, yeah. Big old metal Tonka trucks. Yeah.
You guys got to play with Tonka trucks. I got BB guns and M80s and a 30-06 to play with as a kid. So,
yeah, those didn't kick in for me until my teenage years.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got those too, but yeah, we also got the Tonka trucks.
See, I got
those. I was one of those junior high kids that went to
7,
school with my deer hunting rifle in the back window.
Good old days.
Benefit of growing up in Texas.
I got those as a 7 to 8 year old, but I never got to take them to school.
Damn mosquitoes are eating you.
I'm not getting anything from either of them. Oh, wait. The T line,
Hey,
the test
Bonnie,
line
good to see you.
on the control is beginning to show up. Let me pull it.
Yeah, let me go to solo here so you can see it.
So
it's not focused very well. It's kind of blurry there.
Yeah, it's just beginning to show up, and it's trying to
see
focus
it.
on my face here.
I can see it.
Hey, Karen. Hey, I
It's
missed
got
some
a
liars.
tiny
Yeah,
little line under the T,
that's what I guessed.
but the C doesn't have anything.
Yeah, no problem.
And it's
No problem. I missed
Hey,
some
Miss
liars.
Bonnie.
No worries.
barely visible. Oh, now the control line is starting to show up. And you literally have to look at this in the really bright light and not that far away from your face to actually see it. I mean, come on. This is supposed to be for testing for a communicable disease, and I can't see it except this far away from my face.
If it's positive, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's got
Speaking from
the
experience.
positive line, the test line under the T is up there, and it's very obvious. And the C line is just barely visible, just a little T in there. And this is the control. This is the sugar water. We got lied to, folks. I mean, you watch
Just don't tell me it's taking you 2 years to figure that out.
Right?
No,
I knew that. I knew that.
Okay. Just checking.
The reason why this thing was never used is because I'm not an idiot. I just thought that I'd actually put it on showcase for y'all. Let me see if I can get that to show up in the freaking camera.
Hey, Echo, good to see you. Garrett, what kind of test was that plane? What was the name of that test plane?
This is the COVID-19 from iHealth. It's not showing up. That's just going to blare it out.
It did for a second there. There, that's good.
Competition here in the chat.
Boom.
Nah, Karen, he knows.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can actually get that to show up all that well. Here.
Hey, Miss Karen. Hey, Echo.
Secondary light.
Nice.
It's like, I try to get it so that it's not blaring the camera. There we go. You can kind of see that there's 2 lines there. Very faint.
Mm-hmm.
I see the one.
This is the test itself. I mean, I'm trying to not blare it out for you, but if you look at it, it's really hard to see it. You have to be looking closely to actually see the lines in there, which makes no sense because
That's not a positive then. The positive looks like it was drawn on with a fine tip Sharpie.
it looks like it was drawn on with a fine tip Sharpie and then a piece of Scotch tape was put over it. That's what I'm saying.
That's
You
a really
can't
good
see it
description.
Well, how long are you supposed to wait? Maybe
Camera.
it's still developing,
It's 15 minutes. And no, I'm seeing it.
Come
I
on.
could see it from the other side with the light on the other side. And I could see it when it's just, in ambient light. I think it's hilarious because this is the one that is with the fluid itself, shows nothing. It shows absolutely nothing. But this one with fucking sugar water actually has a line, 2 lines on it. I think it's hilarious. And you actually have to look for it. It's not like it's just blatantly there, but it's there.
They put it in the water, man.
It's hinting. It sounds, Bonnie, like it's hinting at positive. We'll see if it gets any darker. But it's there. I mean, if you took a pregnancy test and there was a faint line, it's that's a positive. If it's a positive,
The main
at all,
point,
it's a
though,
positive.
is they said that normal was gone, right? Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That there's a new
Normal
normal.
did go out the window.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
The world that you were raised in is gone.
Yep. They
So,
repeated
the
over and
control
over,
test.
new normal.
Yep.
The control test has 2 lines. The other one that has the other kind of liquid in there has no lines.
An attempt to change reality.
Yeah, that could be a whole stream in itself. That's a really good idea. New normal, what that looks like, because it does, with all the nonsense and the gods, it does feel like a different dimension. They were right. It does feel like a different place than it was 3 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mandela effect.
Yeah,
Completely
5 years
alienating.
ago, right. 5 years ago, I would have thought that was insane. Now I'm like, well, maybe. There's a lot.
And here we
more
are
detail.
all on a forum.
Yeah.
This other one's got the control line is just barely starting to show up, but this one with just straight sugar water has 2 lines. The other one that we use the liquid stuff in the little bobule here, that one's got nothing on it.
Oh, hey, Cindy. Good to see you, Cindy D. Thanks for being here.
I smell a rat.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, well, Bonnie, I don't know if they got money for positive tests, but I know that they got money for people who were admitted who were positive. So they would often admit people who were testing positive. And back then, the COVID protocol was to admit them for most hospitals, was to admit them with a positive, even if they weren't in for COVID. If they got a positive, it was to admit them into the ICU. And then once they were in the ICU, they would be in with everybody else who had COVID. So a lot of times then they would get it, or it would get more severe. And then, then they'd get into the protocols, which were set up partially by Fauci and included remdesivir, which causes inflammation. Remember everybody who was getting COVID lungs, they called it, where they'd get that weird fluid in their lungs and they couldn't figure out why the vents weren't working properly and all of that. It was from remdesivir that they were giving to people that was causing them to get inflammation, and then that would in their lungs, and that would cause them to then have to go on the vent. And there's like a 90% chance of death once they're on the vent.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's another way that they upped all the numbers.
And if you died of a motorcycle accident, you also had the Wuhan Wicket. You know, I mean,
So, funny enough, when they actually took the ventilator out of my mouth when they did the surgery to save my life, they made me do this special kind of cough, and it's where you kneel on the side of the bed, and then the nurse actually holds your hips, and you're supposed to cough while facing the floor. And it's in order to get the crap out of your lungs that pools there because of using the ventilator.
Hmm.
The reason
Well,
I don't know why. I think that might be that they were just drowning in it, but yeah.
terrible. And Bonnie, that's what I suspected. She said they also said that she had pneumonia, that she refused to stay or take their meds, and that's not the only story I've heard like that.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
We actually just.
We're getting that weird
Well,
whistle again.
Hey, Indy, do you remember when that doctor in Florida went into the emergency room or something? He got admitted and he was in the room with another person. He ended up talking to him. The guy gave him permission to look at his chart. So he looked, and then he told the nurse how it goes, "You're treating him wrong." And they ended up putting that guy in a little solitary room in a chair. And so he,
instead of being prone,
damn, what's that word? Damn, I just went blank again. It's when you check yourself out. RMA, against medical advice.
Yeah.
Refusal.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw that one specifically, but I saw a lot of horror stories like that.
That was a long time ago.
This actual test comes with a recommendation. It says below are photos of actual positive tests. Please note that the T line may be faint and that the C line may be faint. Both C and T lines may be faint, but a positive result must show both lines. I see two lines. It looks like the sugar water has COVID.
Right.
Yeah. It's in your Coca-Cola and everything, huh?
Oh my goodness.
Well,
you
I'm
better,
debunked.
well, you better put a face diaper on around that water. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take a quick moment. Let me say hi to Buffering, and then be sure and say I'm saying hey to Anti, so Anti won't think I'm being clicky, so he knows he's part of the clique. So, what's up,
Anti?
What's up, Anti? Clickety click.
What is it? It's a big click, and you're all in it. Hey,
That's
Spike,
right.
good to see you. Yeah.
He told Buffer and I was being clicky. I guess because I must have missed it out there when I was in chat because I couldn't really see crap. Now I can see it.
Sugar water
That's
wins.
it. Old
old
rescue, old clicky rescue.
Don't be clicky. Just calm down, Anti.
Calm
Buffer.
down.
Just calm down.
Yankee, I have a question. I need to figure out how much colloidal silver to take. I just need to do some research. It's a good reminder.
Yeah.
Stop before you turn blue. I'll
That's
tell you
right,
that.
because it will turn you blue.
Just about to say, stop before you turn blue now.
And carrots will turn you orange. So maybe if you take too much, you can eat too many carrots, and that'll help. You know, turn you into a new color.
Speaking of orange, you know what was cracking me up
Willy
this week?
Wonka. Sorry, go ahead.
You know, we were seeing all these news articles about, T-Man's going to be arrested on Tuesday. He anticipates being arrested on Tuesday. And then he said something along the lines of, America, protest. And it's like, hey, bud, I think the people that would have protested are still in jail from the last time you tried to get them to protest. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. It was just kind of comical to me that.
Yeah. I don't understand what he was thinking doing that. Like, it just, I mean, I would hope there was some reasoning behind using that phrase in particular, but who knows? I thought that was ridiculous with everything that's happened from J6, and, knowing that he didn't call people to do that then. He really didn't. And so
Right.
now for him to be doing that, it just seemed like calling for a false Freddy.
Right. And that was,
I don't get that.
and I don't even mean that as anti-Trump, but I'm just saying that, like, what did he think was going to happen? There are still people to this day in jail for J6, and you know what I mean? And he didn't lift really a finger that we heard of to help.
Nor can he.
Right. So, like, what I just don't understand
I agree,
what he
Emma.
thought, but it doesn't matter. It looked like it didn't happen anyway, but
Just one big setup.
That's it. If you don't protest, you lose. If you do protest, you lose. So, I mean, it's a lose-lose.
Which is why I say, and I hope that somebody agrees with me on this, they should all be destroyed.
Yeah. I mean, I've said for a long time now, and I know it's not what everybody up here probably believes, but I think that they're all in it together. I think that
You better
Trump
believe
is
it,
just,
buddy.
right.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's all
I
one big
think
club, and you ain't in it.
right.
And guess what,
If you
buddy?
go-
We got a club too, and we got the numbers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right?
If you go back and look at even things like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kim Clements and his alleged prophecies about two presidents and all of that. I think that this plan has been in place for so long that all of that was planted for this
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Y'all really
Yeah.
look. I hate to sound like an ad. I do this every now and then.
Hey,
Really
Jorge.
graceful. Just
Oh, I love
released
her.
a book called
Yes.
the Deep State Encyclopedia Exposing the Cabal's Playbook. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Really graceful. And
Me too, Beth.
this right here, just in case lights go out,
and you need to explain what happened.
And you need to explain what happened. This right here.
It's cool because look, open it up. Can I read some of the look? Here's
Yeah.
Can I just read y'all the table of contents?
Starting with
The
1-1.
9/11 attacks, the Act of 1871, Agenda 21/2030, Antarctica. I can't wait to read that one. Aleister Crowley, alphabet agencies, the
Anunnaki.
Thank you. The Book of Enoch, the Bilderberg Group, Bill Gates, Babylonian debt slavery, Bain and Company, the
Balfour Declaration.
Thank you. The Biden family, the Black Pope, BlackRock.
I can't pronounce this one. The BNAIBRITH. You guys
Breath, something like that. The Bohemian Grove, the Bush family, cancel culture, Cass Sunstein, Central
Respell that one again.
it's B'A'B'Rith.
Apostrophe in
Central
I
bank
don't know.
digital currency,
The 9.
chemtrails, chest
Yeah.
feeding, chimeria, cicada 3301, the city of London, the Clinton family, comet ping pong, conspiracies versus conspiracy theory, contraceptive porn. Oh my god!
You know what I
Oh,
just
and that's
realized?
just the first.
This is
There's
great.
so much more.
But-
I could really controlled opposition, the Wuhan Wiggle, the creation of the ADL, the cult of Saturn, cultural Marxism, the dancing Israel is. Whoop, I don't know if I should say that one.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. We're saying like every trigger word possible in a row.
Right.
You know what?
Right.
Well, look, guys. Okay.
Help me rebuild, everyone, when it when it happens.
I'm sorry, Indy.
I feel bad.
No, you're good. No, don't feel bad. Talk about it. Keep going. I've said that from the beginning. Like we're,
Look, we'll
we
start
have
with the
right
chapter,
to
The
keep
Great
what we
Reset.
feel.
Okay. We'll start with the words of Klaus Schwab. No, we don't have to, but I could. They're right here.
Maybe.
This, I mean, I'm very thankful to have this book.
I am too. I want to read a chapter a night.
Yeah, I actually just bought that book today. I love Really Graceful. I think she's amazing. I like the way that
I
she
do too.
presents information
Really
and kind
Graceful.
of
Oh yeah.
yeah, shows things in a fairly balanced way. And yeah, I really like her. Yeah, exactly.
I have my
Buff.
suspicion that
Skull and
Hollywood actually has like this
Okay, thanks,
future
Yankee.
viewing machine. All right. I know it sounds weird because like everybody says, well, they've got to tell us what they're going to do before they do it. I understand that. Okay, I get that thought process. But hear me out.
Right.
When Jurassic Park came out in the 90s, if y'all remember Mr. Gennaro, the hunter that was supposed to take care of the raptors.
Yeah. Clever girl.
When he was asked about what they should do in order to take care of the raptors, which are another term for raptor is bird of prey. Okay. Well, what he thought they should do is he said they should all be destroyed.
Yes.
And so I just want to bring it back real quick to something I just said about 5 seconds ago, which was my opinion on really all these people doing all of this crap to us. They should all be destroyed. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that I figured it out.
Clever,
Not that
clever
easy,
girl.
though, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, by the by,
Yeah.
do you know what is it also considered a raptor? It's a vulture.
Chickens.
Chickens?
Effing
My son
chickens.
says that all the time. My chickens, they run around.
That's it. They're little raptors.
Yeah,
No, that's
they
what
are.
one of Mickey's name was. It was just a raptor bird because she just had that weird
They're
look.
all birds of prey. Well, another term for Congress, or rather, another term for a group of vultures, is a Congress. Raptors,
Wait a
vultures,
second.
Congress.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Check this out.
We're going deep here, like
Polytic.
deep.
Polytic. Poly meaning many. Tick meaning a blood-sucking parasite.
Yep.
Well, we've just solved it all, guys.
Oh crap!
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's it. Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Just some profound.
Does that open some portal
brain
back
bomb
to like
for
the
you.
main timeline?
Yeah, there you have it.
Is that how
There
that
you
Come on,
works?
guys, let's go.
Buckaroo Banzai
There you
into
have
the 8th dimension, man.
Yeah. Some like random set of stairs in some national forest just had some like opening come on that we unlocked. Level up.
Don't forget to play the
Oh,
Ocarina of
okay.
Time there, Link.
Yeah, for sure, Bonnie. Yep. Bonnie, are you able to come up? If anybody else wants to come up, the link is pinned up at the top. We have about a half hour left. So come and join us if you want to. Oh, okay. Yankee says that's a murder, Blaine. A group of baboons is a Congress.
No, a murder is a group of crows.
Yeah, that's what I
murder
was
is
going
a
to
group
say.
of crows.
Come
Yeah.
join the murder. That's a group of crows.
Yeah, a group of crows is called a murder, but both baboons and vultures are considered a Congress.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of, I mean, the whole spelling, they're casting spells with words. It's pretty crazy when you start looking into the roots of words and where they come from and really think about it. All these, how crazy that it's like been in our faces this whole time too,
So when do
So
you
much to take in.
when do you think that like when we first did the declaration bill and all that, you know, we were under the mentality of we were allowing these representatives to govern us with our interests. So when do you think that we stopped paying attention to that and we just handed the control over to them?
Hey,
Around World
Constitutional.
War II.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
don't know
think they were. I
specifically.
think they were working towards gaining that power earlier than that, even. But I think that that's probably around the same time I'd say that it seems like there was a big shift.
Forget
in
all
how
your
things
independent
were
liberty. Forget
run.
all your farms. We need to join the war effort and save the world from you know who.
Hey, I've got another movie quote for you. And you probably all know this one. Why would I trade one tyrant 3,000 miles away for 3,000 tyrants 1 mile away? For a legislation, a body of legislators can reduce a man's rights as easily as any king.
Yeah, good question. Why would you? That's like I might have even talked about this last stream, but I'll just revisit it. That's why, you know, like in this area, working in public schools before, seeing how many people in education, how many teachers and you know, staff in the individual schools would be, you know, hold on, Blaine, would you mute for a second? I'm not sure if it's you or somebody else, but there's like a lot of
That's
background noise
Houdini. He's
happening.
being a jackass. Give me a second.
Oh, okay.
Hey, just finish.
Well, that didn't help.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I have to go. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming up, Blaine. Always welcome. Yeah. Now I can't remember what I was trying to say. So that was an irony there. But I know what I was going to say. In the public schools, a lot of teachers and people who work directly in the schools will complain about and I think rightfully so, about the administration and how much they're paid because their salaries are, you know, they're always giving themselves raises. They're always, you know, getting their salaries bumped up. And there's not very much, if any, real accountability for where that money goes and what their jobs are that they're doing. And that's not even talking about like grants and contracts and all of that and how that, you know, they clean a lot of money through the school systems. But at the same time, those same educators who understand that the higher governing body of the schools, the board and the admin, are not able to not really able to efficiently monitor what's happening in the school buildings themselves because they're not there. They're not present. They don't know what the real problems are that are facing the teachers. You know, they can come and ask, or that even are facing the parents and the families. But those same people are going to vote for big government and a federal, you know, for all of our power to be going to the Fed and not be going down at the state level. And it's like I just am seeing that, you know, that micro versus macro, like that, you know, we can see it in the schools so clearly, even people who are then voting for the power to go to the big government. Does that make sense? I don't know if you're getting that analogy. It was not well explained, but there you go.
I listened to a few of some, I guess you could say, reporters and some analysts, and I didn't realize how many teachers, and it was over 80% of the teachers actually vote Democratic.
80%.
Makes a lot of sense.
That sounds
like a conservative number.
Well,
yeah.
If you consider the fact that the teachers union is one of the largest donors to the Democrat Party.
Yeah, and that's I'm so anti-union anyway.
Me too.
I mean, I've never understood that. The first time I was even a young man when my dad first just told me, because we went into a plant and half the plant was union and half the plant wasn't. And so he was explaining to me, and I said, well, why? So these people pay dues so that somebody speaks up for them. But these guys just go over and say, no, we're going to need this and this. And then they go, okay, so they don't give up money and they give up money. Well, that's about stupid. And I was a
Well,
kid
it's
then.
not just that. With the union thing, it's like, so, because my grandpa he was for the union, but at the same time, he complained with you all day long that somebody would be paid the same amount of money for a job that you're getting paid, but doing none of the work, So you got one hard worker and everybody else is standing around getting paid the same wage, you see? And that's how it is in the union. They all pay dues, but not all of them are carrying their weight necessarily.
Well, that's where you get
he likes in his generation that Dragon, that there was a overseeing authority that would go to bat for them for their rights.
Right.
You know what I mean? That they didn't have to do it themselves. They pay dues and the union takes care of it.
Kind of a lot like a mafia in a way.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
unions definitely had their place. They've kind of outlived that place at the moment. But that brings up what you were just talking about, where you've got a bunch of people standing around and getting paid the same as the person who's sitting there working. That's the entire
No, we're getting paid a lot
conversation.
more. Getting paid probably 7-8 times more than the person who's actually working.
But that's where that entire conversation about opportunity of or equality of opportunity versus equality of outcome comes in.
Oh boy.
Because equality of opportunity, everyone gets the same chance. Equality of outcome, everyone has the same outcome regardless of how much input they put into it.
Right.
That's
never more
basically equality
obvious.
versus equity as well.
Right.
That's never more obvious than when you're passing a construction crew on the road and
there's one dude you can see doing the hard work and everybody else.
And he might be getting paid the same as the guy who's standing there with a sign flipping it. It's like, you, sir, could be replaced by a bucket of sand.
You could be replaced by a bucket of sand. That's true.
A bucket of sand. It's so true.
Yeah.
Dragon Slayer, share some of that sunshine with us, brother.
But
yes, indeed.
Ooh.
And of course, there's a trail. Look at that trail in the sky. Yeah,
I saw
nice
that.
indeed.
Yep, Bailey.
I appreciate the view, though.
Oh yeah. I think one of the next times, especially since it's getting dark a little bit later, I'll actually go down to the beach, give you guys the beach sunset view.
Oh my gosh.
Looking out over the Pacific.
Nice.
You should
There
just
you
do
go.
a video at the beach and drop some really deep conversations and maybe have a little bit of lo-fi on in the background and just be like, I think the government's really trying to kill us, and just have this super surreal, serene, beautiful background, that's peaceful.
It's funny you mentioned that because I've actually had that exact thought. It's like, okay, so I could do a live stream at my house. Once I think I have a few more subs that I have to get before I can start doing live streams from a mobile device. And then as soon as I get there, I'll start doing that.
You guys,
we have to help Dragon Slayer.
Please, yes.
A minute detail.
Please, guys, can we all, if you have not gone over and subbed for a minute detail, can you please take a minute right now?
Listen, if you don't do it right now, you might miss out on potential beautiful content.
That's right. That's right.
With questionable
majestic
narration.
Sunsets overlooking the Pacific.
Somebody had said that they find conspiracy music peaceful, relaxing. I think that's because when you're with like minds, you don't have to be looking out for everything all on your own.
Oh,
you know what
relate
I mean?
with me. You know how it is.
So it feels like somebody's got your six. So that's what this would be. It would be like just, hey, you want to talk with other people that see, you want to be able to rest for just a minute. Like if you're in the middle of the woods and enemy territory all by yourself, you kind of have to sleep with one eye open all the time. But if you've got a group, you can work in shifts and you can rest a little, Do it for rest. That was a really compelling speech. I would have joined for that. In fact, am I joined?
I want to make sure I'm subscribed, Dadgum.
Oh, thank you, Tiff.
Did y'all hear about the stuff Netanyahu's trying to do?
Oh boy, yeah, possible prison time for talking about Jesus.
Hey, yeah.
Real quick, we actually had rain. Something like
Whoa.
3.5 inches in the last week.
There was a tornado in California somewhere.
Now wait,
Yeah, about 20 miles from me.
Wow.
Thanks,
wait,
Camel
are you going to
Campa.
get a ticket for collecting that water in that collector?
Oh,
They can put it on my tab.
It's got
Right.
forever chemicals, you know.
That could have saved the
Especially if they're
plants right
Cali.
there.
Got to put a Prop
I mean-
65 warning on that water.
That's right.
It's probably got one on the back. Yeah, it's funny. You get those Prop 65 warnings everywhere.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
heard
think
a
there's
little bit
anywhere
about
here
this
you can go that.
constitutional.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
there's a
about
lot going on.
that constitutional one. Something about attacks on a U.S. base in Syria,
Ah, that's
which
right.
it brought a question in my mind of what are we doing in Syria right now?
About that.
Hey, does anybody have? Oh, okay, thank you, Indy. You already did it.
Wasn't there just something about the Chinese just helped negotiate some little peace thing between two nations over there?
Oh, aren't they just the little
Wouldn't surprise me.
peacemakers?
Yeah, a lot of people have kind of glossed over the whole Belt and Road Initiative thing that's been going on for the last decade or so. Yeah, we're
Get your beans, bullets, and band-aids, folks.
You know what's disappointing is we've all gotten such ADHD over like huge global events that when like big things happen, it's only relevant for about a week. I remember when
If
Katrina
that.
happened. Huh?
If that.
If
Yeah,
that.
right.
It's like a
Right.
day. It's like you know, like you got your moment. There's your 15 minutes. Let's go on to the
Right.
next,
No
global
joke.
I remember
catastrophe.
when Katrina happened, like that was the news for like 3 months.
That's how it was back then.
Let
Did you see
alone,
the-
go ahead, sorry.
I was say, speaking of news stuff, did you catch the thing about the additional information about business dealings between China and the Biden family that dropped about a week
Yep.
ago?
Yep, yep, I've seen that.
Just in time to have them try to launch a new distraction?
Have you guys been watching Corrine Jean-Pierre? Have you seen her just twist and twist and twist? I mean, this chick here.
She needs an exorcist. Poor thing. Wasn't that the issue that got Peter called a SOB by the president? Very distinguished.
Very presidential, you see.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was the issue they were talking about. And when the news, what was it? The journalist Peter, what's his name? I don't remember his last name, but he
Peter
looks like the
Ducey.
dude.
Ducey.
Yeah, he got up and left, and I guess as he was leaving, Biden called him an SOB, but not an SOB. He like elongated it.
Yep.
Yeah, there was another guy I just saw who was trying to ask her questions, and he was not getting his. I guess he'd been like trying for a while to ask questions. He has a very heavy accent, but I don't know his name.
Yeah, he's from like
Did you see that
Uganda or
too?
something.
And she's like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this again. I've already talked about this. I'm not going to do this again.
No problem shutting him down.
Yeah, but it took so long.
months.
It took so long to shut him down that she could have answered the question. It's just a matter of avoiding and not wanting his questions to be asked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, on the note of all the constant distractions and pushes of attention back and forth, I'm going to share probably an unpopular opinion that I think sobriety is very underrated these days.
It is.
And I've noticed that there's a huge push for being intoxicated, whether it's on pharmaceutical, the other stuff, or alcohol. And after giving it a lot of thought, I have a suspicion that it's because it creates an apathetic population who will sit there. They might complain, might whine about it to their friends, and then they roll over and go, okay, well, I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Crap, is that us?
An addict will adjust their moral compass to feed their habit. So as the habit gets worse, the moral compass dissipates to when you end up with no compass whatsoever, because you're just
Right.
going for the need. You're chasing the dragon.
Well,
That's
I'm
right.
sorry Blaine's not here for this because he was just talking about it on his stream earlier. But if you look at how many kids are diagnosed now at really young ages with different disorders, ADD, ADHD, autism spectrum, whatever, and then they're put on these heavy meds, that affects their development. I mean, in one way, shape, or form, and then to see like where people are at now with apathy, it's they've been bred and raised that way. It's because they were told that if they had any extreme emotion or feeling or way of thinking that wasn't just regurgitate and sit still, that they were being wrong. So now we're sitting here going, why is everybody just sitting still? Why are we all just sitting around, watching this happen? Because they've been trained and drugged into thinking that that's how they should be.
It's interesting because I don't know. I guess it's not really that interesting, but it shouldn't be the elephant and the donkey. It should be the elephant and the zebra, because zebras, though they travel in herds, it's for safety reasons. They don't really give a crap about.
They don't
one
have a
another.
family unit like horses.
Right. So like
exactly, Echo.
if a herd or if one zebra gets taken down by a lion or
Crocodile, they don't really care.
nobody else cares. Nobody else is going back for it. No big deal. Whatever. We lost Bob, if that was his name, whatever, move on. Whereas elephants will all team up together and go save one, and they will remember, and they have a strong family unit. So it's interesting that, but we're all turning into zebras.
I will say it's funny you bring up that reference, because I just happened earlier, I saw a little story about an elephant and a trainer, and the trainer was doing a report with some reporters, and her elephant thought that the reporters were harassing her, so she actually come over to chase them away.
I bet it worked too.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just funny how you use the elephant as the reference, and it's like, damn, I just saw that very thing. I was actually talking to somebody about animals. We get confused because we've been polluted with all this words and what we call knowledge and this knowing. Animals are so basic and just really raw, so they go off of instinct, pheromone, scent, and it's they feel the intentions, where we play the word game and we do the salesman pitch. Animals are still tuned into the vibe, man. They get the vibe, and that's why some males. The conversation I was having with somebody was actually over roosters, and I'm not a chicken person. Kind of just first into this. My experience was as a kid was just go get eggs and feed them, and it was like, okay, fine, I'm done now, move. And but now I'm kind of paying attention. But I know I've always been aware of animals, and one thing I've noticed with this rooster, I can go out there and I'll do stuff he doesn't like, and he's bowed up a couple of times, and now all he does is go in the corner and he mutters a bunch of shit. But when she goes out, he tests her the whole time she's there. Well, I've talked to some other people, Jen, Milkmaid, some others. Almost all females have an issue with a rooster. And it's kind of like, well, see, to that rooster, you're just a female. You're a hen. And so he doesn't listen to a hen. We do this whole, well, yeah, but there's this, if you can't really, they don't think like that. They think of their nature, their natural world, and their natural world says, I'm the rooster, you're the hen. Hey, what are you doing? Get over here, even though you're not a damn chicken, but you're a female. Yeah. And I think, there's my male chauvinist thing for the day.
Yeah, you're pushing it there, Rescue.
We experienced the same thing with our chickens. That Tiff can do something around the rooster that the rooster don't like, and he'll show a little bit of an attitude. But if I come around, oh, he's totally fine. He just does his own thing, goes away. And it's really weird that he'll show her attitude. But
and he's not like mean to me. Well, but like if I go to correct one of the chickens, so like when you're correcting a chicken, you
pick them up by the feet, and you can hang them upside down
until until they relax. And he don't like that. He will fly up and like, go like he's gonna spur me or something for correcting a chicken. I'm like, now listen here, Buck.
Yeah, buddy.
This is my chicken, and she was eating my duck food. Now she's gonna get in trouble.
Now, see, watch now in his world, because one thing I've learned too is hens have a pecking order. So
Yep.
where the rooster takes care of the whole flock, in that little hen click circle, there's a head hen, and she will beat the crap out. She sets the tone. Well, if you weren't the head hen, then see, you were doing something you weren't supposed to be, and he was going to chime in.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they may not know I'm the head hen, but I assure you, I am the head hen.
Well, yes, ma'am. No, and I'm not doubting that, but
yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
But yeah, see, because dogs, horses, cattle, they're the same way. I've watched bulls that males can't hardly get around, but a female will walk right up and pet the damn thing like it's a poodle.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
But see, it's a bull, and it's a bull in cattle. Very seldom do you find a docile bull. They're always 100% bull.
But
And
then, I'm sorry, I'm a bad.
No, go right
here. Likewise, okay, this is a little bit of a morbid turn, but if you go back and look at like, okay, I'm going to use this example. In Indiana, there's this place called Exotic Feline Rescue Center, right? And there's other ones, think of the tiger. What's the Tiger King? Think of situations like that, like people that own, large breed animals.
Joe Exotic.
Typically speaking, if someone is attacked at those facilities, it's a female. And I did used to attribute it to like, okay, hey, maybe these girls might be on that time of month. That's something that should be considered, because if you're dealing with predators, they can smell things, But now that you're mentioning this, I'm like, well, actually, maybe it's just because, they're getting attacked because they are the female and this is a male. Now that's not including who are the two guys with the tigers and they got kind of beat up after so many years, Siegfried and Roy or something.
Yeah, Siegfried and Roy.
It's not. I'm not saying they're all blanket scenario females that get attacked, but there are more female attacks than male.
I just want to point something out real quick. Somewhere back up over here, there was a plane just flew by. Notice there's no trail behind that one.
Yep. Isn't that nice? We pointed that out to our kids the other day. Like, hey kids, look, that's an actual normal plane. Isn't that cool?
And see, the trail behind that one's dissipating quickly.
They're like, wow.
Probably get in trouble for that.
Yeah, we have those trails all over the place. I mean, I'm near Seattle and we have an international airport here, so we get a lot of there's air traffic all the time and a military base nearby and everything else. But it's constant. You can look up at any time and see those lines.
This and That with Matt says the feline rescue is about 45 minutes away from me. That's so cool. My aunt used to work there and I got to hold baby tigers.
Oh, that's cool.
Anytime we see a tiger,
20
that's what
years
she
ago.
says.
I know, because
That's
it's
pretty
really cool. How
I
many
got to
people,
hold a baby tiger.
how many people get to say that?
Have you held a baby blue heeler?
Yes, but it wasn't as cool.
Well, it's as cool as to me.
There was like 5 little baby tigers all around me, and one of them jumped into my arms. Now, it was a little scary, but it was awesome. I have a picture.
Where's my cat?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
What?
Yeah, I was just gonna
Can you
say,
hear me?
Rescue, whatever you did fixed the problem.
Okay, so see, it's that tablet, and I think when I just use the speakers on the tablet and the mic, then it's picking all this. And then
I
I
think
put
it's
these
getting the
goofy
stand.
little headset things in, which are annoying as shit, but I love you, so I'll do it for you.
Thanks, Rescue. The earbuds like you have in, that's what I like. I'm gonna end up with like brain
Oh
cancer
my
from
goodness,
my
look at that
Bluetooth.
kitty.
But cute. I have one of those in my ear, like in one ear, like whenever I'm home. Pretty much, I'm listening to music or listening to a podcast or whatever, and
Yeah, I
wrangling
don't
in.
hardly ever wear them. I wear my over-the-ear ones, most of the
She's
time.
not
I visit.
from Indiana,
Yep.
but might as well be.
My family hails from
Very
Indiana.
cute.
But we were
Yes.
military, so we got sent away. But
Hey, Beer.
that's been
A lot of corn farmers in her blood.
that's right. That's been the
Good to see you,
constant
beer
in my
drinking
life.
Aussie.
Who? That is that's not a lady beside Indy. It's actually a lady beside Landon. There's the
See,
the
that's her
talking
hand.
hand. Oh my God, Landon has 4 hands.
That's Tiff. Tiff and Landon are both unspecified podcast.
Oh, okay. There we
right.
go. I was wondering. I
I'm so
narrowed it
sorry,
down
guys.
to that's where she was. Yeah.
One day we will all be on camera.
No, we won't. I don't like being on camera.
Well, we like to respect
Yeah.
ladies' wishes too. So
Stay in the
can't be
shadows
as-
with me, Tiff. It's nice here.
Right. I can't be as free speaking if I'm being judged.
Yeah, good call. I mean,
Anyways,
Oh,
folks, I'm gonna have to
so
drop.
jumping all
and,
around here.
I'm gonna have to drop and go spend some time with the family.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
But-
coming up.
Yeah, have a great Friday, y'all.
Yeah,
bro,
you
Later,
too.
man.
Tyler.
You too.
Evening.
see you later on.
Happy
Go
Friday.
check out a Minute Details channel. Make sure you're subbed if you haven't already. Help support one another, fam. You know,
What?
we got this. Yeah, beer drinking Aussie. Sometimes we'll go a little bit later, but we actually are going to end in about 10 minutes or so. I'm going to send a little room raid over to Conspiracy Music. I'll post his channel again, but
Everybody gear up, get ready.
yeah, because he's doing a really great. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be really great. So we'll be ending a little sooner than normal and get over there, and hopefully people will come and hang out in the chat and listen, and should be a good time. His streams always are.
I'm such a dork. Somebody had said that conspiracy music relaxes them, and I thought they literally meant like music that is talking about conspiracy theories.
It's a channel. It's a really awesome channel.
I didn't realize.
Mhm.
I did not realize. My apologies.
He's got a really good ear.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Rescue's next situation.
Yeah.
What was that?
Looking forward to hanging out in Rescue's channel.
Yeah, Rescuer. Do you have something scheduled upcoming that I've missed? I never get notifications for your family or for your channel.
No, ma'am. I'm kind of. I took the porch apart, and then I kind of was pretty jacked up for a little while, so I just been
Thank you,
kind of
inside.
chilling, trying to recuperate.
Rescue, no
Yeah.
joke. You could just have a coop cam set up and have a channel completely dedicated to just watching your coop.
You could
And
do a lot,
Mhm.
brother.
I bet you it would grow so fast. It's ridiculous.
I
Good.
agree. I think that would be. You might
Mhm.
want to think about that. Yeah.
And just leave. I mean, you'd have a chat just going, so everybody would have a place to go. It'd be like a hub, and all you'd have
Yeah.
to do is have the camera on the chickens.
Yeah.
I could do that, and if not, I guess y'all can watch and sleep.
And then once you get enough subs, you could set something up. I'm sure they've got something to this effect, but basically, if somebody gives X amount of a donation, a treat drops out.
Bonnie.
You know what I mean?
All the
Yeah.
bearded men.
Yeah, right. What Buffering said, if you donate and they get
Oh
chicken
yeah, like
treats.
those. Oh, that's a great idea. I've seen those for dogs and cats. I never thought about it for chickens, but I know what you're talking about. That's hilarious.
Oh. Yeah, I could check into that.
You giving me ideas.
I was gonna say, shoot, we're gonna have to check into that.
I got about
I know.
Right?
treats. Okay.
All right, you do the chickens, we'll do the goats, and we'll get it all squared away.
And then you can like
you go.
restream, so you're on each other's panels. So you could have like multicast,
need
so
to
it'd just
do
be like
that.
a
Yeah.
barnyard.
Unspecified
Yeah.
Podcast is about to host a panel, so you guys email me or
A
something.
homestead hootenanny.
A homestead hootenanny. You've named it.
Love that.
Homestead
Homestead
Hootenanny.
Homestead.
The Homestead.
That'd be great.
Hootenanny. I know Tim Pool was setting up a chicken coop cam.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
dang it.
he was
We can-
building like a. I know at one time, I haven't watched him in a long time, but at one time he was building a chicken city,
That's right.
Thank you, Bonnie.
and he was supposed to, maybe it's on his website where he broadcasts his chickens. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I met, they're great to watch, Rescue. Might want to think about it.
Oh yeah, and they're a trip.
They are.
You can definitely see a difference in them too, because I really think it's because they've been socially interacted from the moment they hatched. Because from the moment that they've hatched, they've been on a stream, and they've been interacted. Like Nikki, the lady that hatched them, she was sitting there talking to me and talking to whoever else was on the panel, where they're right there, so they always were around people, and they just and when they got here, I pretty much babysit them. Matter of fact, I get accused of spoiling them too much, but hey, man, they do their
Thanks,
job.
Doug.
I get 3 eggs a day, so
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's
Of
great.
course, we're getting
Very nice.
overwhelmed, so you'll have to help us.
Mm-hmm.
Help us eat our eggs. Somebody.
Yep. We're at 40 laying.
Lord help me.
oh wow,
Oh,
There
good
you
luck.
go.
Who
Wow.
And
you
we
get?
got
You have 40. You said you have 40 laying in.
40
No,
laying. Yep.
Well, 40
Well,
land.
yeah.
I also
Oh,
have
okay.
Cornish hens in the garage,
For another month.
but you don't keep them
Mhm.
forever. You keep
Yeah.
them, and that's going to be my first meat chickens ever. So
I'm excited.
I have to not grow an attachment to them. See,
Done. I
Yep.
can't wait to have my
Homestead
garage
hootenanny, or it didn't happen.
Homestead Hootenanny. I'm writing it down too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
You
just
said
be me
people.
Well,
talking
thank
about
you so
killing
much, you
chickens.
guys. I hate to end this a little early because I love everybody up here, and it's been a great night. But thank you so much for coming up on panel with me, to everybody that's here and everybody that came up. Thank you to everybody in chat for coming and hanging out. Yeah, I wish I could do these more often. I love when we get to all get together and just kind of talk about what's on our minds. So thanks for participating.
That's right.
Right
I
on.
appreciate
Thank
you
you.
having me.
Yeah,
It ain't
appreciate
supper,
it
Yeah.
it's
too. Yep.
cold.
Yep.
Are we going over
There's
to
yes,
conspiracy
there's a
music real
link.
quick?
Here, let me put it up on the screen. But if you scroll up just a little bit, Anti left the link with all the information for Conspiracy Music. It's really going to be a great stream. He plays Clay. Conspiracy Music plays guitar, and then Blue Unicorn sings, and I believe also plays guitar. And he'll be co-hosting with Clay. And they have an amazing guest on who's going to be playing live music, Mr. Smith, and he's incredible.
Are
So,
we going over
David,
there
if you can
together
stay.
Yes,
now?
we are.
Yep.
We are.
Yep. I will be over there probably a couple minutes behind all of you. But yes. And actually, if you don't mind, drop a little purple heart in the chat just to be like, and say, room raid. So he knows we're coming over.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
And then David, if you can stay backstage for just a second, I just wanted to tell you something about Mr. Smith real quick.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
All right.
Landon, Tiff, y'all have a good evening. David, have a good evening. Remain calm, sir.
Right, you
Yeah,
too,
room
Rescue. Keep
raid.
it calm. Keep it calm. Good to
Room
see you, brother.
raid to Clays.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you,
Everybody in
Rescue.
chat,
Love you, brother.
make your day a good day. You're the one in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
Much
All
love,
right.
y'all. Thank y'all so much for having us. We'll see you on the
Yeah.
next one.
Love you
See
so
you.
much, Landon and Tiff. Thank you
Bye,
so much.
See you
We'll
guys.
hopefully see you over at Clay's. Okay,
Bye,
bye,
you
guys.
there.
Thank you again, everybody in chat. I appreciate you all. I love you all. And I will see you in Clay's in just a couple minutes. All right. Bye, everyone. We're stronger together.